Pisces, hello, and welcome to your Spring 2024 Shapeshift reading. We're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shapeshift looks and feels like for the spring season. I'm Andy, I'm your reader, and I'm joined by the Green Glyphs Tarot box set by James R. Eads. We've got the rune deck and dice set. We've got the Lenormand, the regular tarot, and James's oracle deck. So we're going to use the full set in your spring spread today. It's going to be a bit of a big old read, which seems appropriate for your recent birthday. All right, let's roll the runes and see what you get for the spring. Wow. The vibe is so strong in general this spring. I love it. Okay, I'm going to use the deck to find the corresponding cards, and then we will look at this together. Okay, Pisces, we have Elhaz, Gebu, Othala, and Ak. Ak is an Anglo-Saxon rune, so it's not part of the Elder Futhark, but we're learning about it together as we use the green glyphs. So starting with Elhaz, this beautiful elk is a sign for protection. It is like a guardian angel, guardian spirit. It's some sort of good omen or like signifier of a blessing. It's a really beautiful thing to see. It is sort of like a sign that you can move forward because you're protected. And that's just really beautiful, especially with Gebu coming next. Gebu meaning gift, exchange, giving and receiving of your skills or new skills and talents, some sort of exchange with others that is like very clearly green lighted here with the Elhaz spirit behind it. And Othala, I mean, this is generational energy. This is like going back to the roots, going to your origin, understanding your heritage, understanding some sort of like ancestral or generational wealth that you possess, Pisces, and that is somehow connected to this gift, somehow connected to the exchange that's happening, or maybe even like the protection that you are feeling. This like guardian energy feels like maybe like a family member or ancestor or loved ones in spirit. And then we have Ak, which translates literally to oak, and we can see it as a symbolized by the oak tree, which is a symbol of like protection. Yes, because it endures through the ages. And so it's like, it has this endurance and strength quality that can last many seasons, many centuries. It experiences continuous growth. It has many uses, many roles that it plays, from, you know, like the tree itself, providing shade, creating seeds in the form of acorns, which make new trees. This whole like the endurance of a life cycle showing up in the Ak card. And there's some sort of potential here being encapsulated by the acorn. But it's also talking about like sturdiness, strength. So I love that already, Pisces, your reading is like flanked by the oak tree, which is just this like strong, stable, enduring presence, and then the elk, which is again like another strong, protective kind of spiritual, positive energy. And then there's like this gift from your ancestors, or like a gift, some sort of exchange with your heritage or with your roots. That is reinforcing this idea of endurance and sustainability, and creating something that will last a long, 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 long time. And it's kind of interesting, Pisces, because these the same cards keep coming out for like the last 8 signs, and like I don't really want to keep reading the same energies. I would love for everybody's reading to be different, but it's very clear this spring that there is like some dominant stuff going on for most of the signs, and a lot of people are getting the Othala, this like roots card. The oak tree has come out, the elk has come out, Gebu, this gift, this exchange, just, or like sharing of skills or something like this. It just keeps coming out over and over and over and over again, like it's getting a little ridiculous, honestly, to a ridiculous level. But here we are. This is clearly like the overall energy of the spring, and now we're going to use the Lenormand tarot to see if we can get something a little more specific for you, Pisces, about how these overall energies might be showing up in your experience this spring. Okay. You know, like Saturn moving through your sign, that's cool. Fox. Who else did this come out? The same combination. Was it Virgo? The elk with the fox written underneath of it. What I was saying is Saturn in your sign, yes, like Saturn is in traditional astrology a malefic planet, but it's not necessarily bringing the heavy all the time. Saturn is also this, like, it is oak tree energy, actually. It is this like symbol of strength and endurance and sustainability, something that stands the test of time. Okay, fox underneath of the elk, protective spirit. This ring card keeps coming out too, this symbol of like commitment. Ooh, a house underneath of the roots and the family and the generational wealth card. And anchor underneath of Ak. That's the same combination. Was it Libra? It came out in the Libra reading, I think. Something like that. Ak and anchor. Oak and anchor. Let's just look at it together. And then the stork card on the bottom of the deck. So, and the stork is a harbinger of change. So I'm thinking, like, because we keep getting repeat cards so ridiculously, there's some sort of major social shift, social change that's happening this spring that is clearly affecting all of us. I mean, like, the housing market is on everybody's mouths, you know, like, and it's the topic of conversation that a lot of people are thinking about. People are wondering about the future. They're wondering about, like, market crashes and how am I ever going to afford a house? How am I ever going to save for the future in this economy? Things like this. And these themes are showing up in like everybody's reading. And here they are again for you, Pisces. So I guess with the fox kind of, the fox is a slippery character. It's a character that lives on the fringes of society, and it's someone that kind of, it's an energy that is incredibly adaptable and that can survive a lot of circumstances. And in fact, like, survives best in between edge spaces where they can just sort of like float between worlds and scavenge for their food. They're experts at this. But in this reading, the fox is moving towards commitment, stability, and anchors. The fox, it's as if the fox is settling down, like finding a place, putting in roots, and hunkering down. And it's symbolized first by this ring, this symbol of commitment, of like joining together and saying like, okay, I'm ready to settle down with this. I'm ready to commit to something or to someone or to like a different kind of life that looks much more like a house that stays in one place, that anchors me to a community, as opposed to kind of like living outside and just like scrounging by, you know, like maybe the days of being able to do that more freely are kind of slipping away for you, and there's this big kind of shift in thinking that could really feel like growing up, or maybe like you're able to access some sort of like inheritance or ancestral home or something like that that actually gives you access to that kind of stability that you've never had before. So Fox is like self-preservation mode, like I have to protect myself. I have to get out here. I have to scrounge. I have to figure it out. It can be like imposter syndrome. It can be like feeling like you got to sneak, you got to figure, you got to go under the table. You got to do all this stuff to make it work for you. But with the elk spirit above it, it's like, you're protected. Maybe like you don't have to be in self-preservation mode anymore because there's something else that's here that's offering you some sort of gift or blessing that is your gateway to stability, okay? The ring is a symbol of union, bond, something cyclical or circular. Of course, marriage. Some sort of contract, a promise, a strong commitment. And like, if the ring came first and then it was the fox, it could talk a little bit about like broken promises. But this other way around, it's really talking about the fox is getting shacked up. You know what I mean, Pisces? Like, is somebody putting a ring on it? That's the vibe. It's like someone that hasn't wanted to be tied down or hasn't wanted to be committed in that way, or again, like just didn't have access to that level of stability and commitment. Like whatever this is, you're ready to sign on the dotted line. And that might be a really big lifestyle change for you, Pisces, if you are identifying as that like mutable fox energy. Because now you're ready to put a ring on it. You're ready to commit to this. You're ready to say like, I want to pass the seasons with you, or I want to pass the seasons in this place. I'm ready to buy a house. I'm ready to get married. It could be that literal. I love a guidebook, so I'm just seeing if there's any like special tidbits for us. Looking at house, it obviously symbolizes home, family. It could be a landlord energy. It could be like establishing some sort of like establishment of domesticity, of home, of tradition even. Or like going from an outdoor, the fox lives outdoors and now it's transitioning to something more indoors. So there's something binding it with the ring that's bringing you indoors. Maybe. Or like in the name of like protection, or in the name of stability, anchoring you, helping you tap into your root system, tap into your family heritage, lineage. This could be a reading of someone that's been kind of like off wandering, living their own life, and then realizing like they're ready to come back home to their hometown where they were born or where they grew up. Like that could be a vibe for sure. And then the anchor, I think, is pretty obvious, but sure, we'll read it. Security, stability, something weighty, something like weighted. There's that Saturn energy. A sense of permanence. Being locked in, setting a foundation of focus, and feeling safe, feeling tethered to something, feeling rooted. Yeah, Pisces, and I think that's the feeling, is that this is a really positive thing, especially since we've got the elk and the gift just like starting off this reading. There's no negative energy here. This is a good thing for the fox. To find safety, to feel protected, maybe finally, to like be able to commit to something like that. Something where you could see yourself living the rest of your life, or like generations even beyond you. Okay, this is a massive reading. Really, really cool. Pisces, we got to get into it now. We got to pull some tarot, and then there's an oracle deck here that we're going to use. So to get the full reading, I hope that you'll join me in the shifting space. You can click the link in the video description. That will take you over there. You can read all about it. You'll have access to the full Pisces reading, as well as the full reading for all 12 zodiac signs, and a community of people who are investigating these readings together over the course of the spring season. So if that sounds like something you're into, I'll see you for the rest of the cards. All right, Pisces.